Yo everybody, what's going on? This is Keegan from Kman Reviews. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button. And if you have any opinions at all that you would like to share, make sure to leave them down in the comment section. Sturm Und Drang, Graduation Day. Sturm Und Drang is a Finnish hard rock and metal group formed in 2004, fronted by One Desire vocalist Andre Lindman. In fact, this band was Andre's first array into music before One Desire was even a concept. This band had an 8-year run before concluding in 2012 to start their hiatus, which is still going on to this day. This viewer suggestion is on their third and, as to date, latest album released in 2012, Graduation Day. Thank you so much to the viewer who requested this, and you know what, let's just jump right into it. What are my thoughts on Graduation Day? Let's find out as I review this album, track by track. We will start with the singles, with there being 2 of them. The first one being Molly the Murderer, which is a little bit of a bizarre choice for a lead-off single in my opinion. It opens up with this staticky, wavy bit, plus the drum and guitar build-up, which sound like it's gonna explode, but then it immediately subverts my expectations with the piano-assisted instrumental at this very mid-tempo. It comes off as very power ballad-esque, and the lyrics reflect this, being this passionate, heartfelt story of this girl named Molly who murders him with her words. Not what I would have selected for a lead-off single, but this is still a very good song, worth a listen. And the second and final single, Goddamn Liar, is a much more fitting track to be released as a single. It's not barn burner material at all, but it's still got a decent amount of energy and hype behind it, with this empowering guitar work, hearty drums, and very prominent bass line. Andre's vocals here soar effortlessly as well. And I just love the melody across the entire track. It's very catchy and captivating, although you couldn't tell this by the opening numbers. It has this programmed drum melody and shimmering synthetic guitar. I am glad it evolves though. And lyrically, it's another heart-bearing track about this girl who continuously lies to him about how much she cares, but her facade is just paper thin and he can see right through it. Fantastic track. Let's see how the rest of the album compares. Now for the rest of the tracks. The opener, Your Love Is For Sale, is pretty much a flawless way to open up an album like this. The gritty guitar melody, the heavy driving percussion, and the slashes of the synths leaving their mark across this instrumental. Not to mention Andre's impassioned vocal delivery. There is just so much energy in this opener, and that beautiful guitar solo is immaculate. It's no shredding cut, but my god, it's powerful and invigorating as Andre sings these lyrics about this girl's love, pretty much being out for the highest bidder. Whoever has the fattest wallet gets the girl. Perfect length, perfect instrumental, perfect song, period. If you do check out any track from this album, make it this one. This is worth your time. Dark Little Angel of Mine starts off in a pretty slow manner with this light piano melody and airy, pillowy drum work. But then it builds up in an instant on the second verse. The drums pick up and the guitar amps tremendously. And there's a pretty killer guitar solo to boot. The track flows very well, and the transitions are effortless as Andre has a noticeably heavier delivery. Even his yells pack some depth to them as he sings about this angel coming to his aid to protect and console him. This is another pretty energetic track, and I quite enjoyed it as well. Good song. Lucky comes immediately out of the gate swinging with its shrill synth work and the in-your-face drums and the chugging guitar melody. It's one of the hardest rockers on the record, and it is certainly an album standout even with Andre's fairly poppy delivery on most of the song. Yet again, there's another good guitar solo, not as face-meltingly epic as Dark Little Angel of Mine, but it still packs some weight to it, as these lyrics cover being free and breaking out, not living life in such a mundane way anymore. This instrumental certainly helps to amp up that topic, and I think it is a great track. What a good song. Hammer to Fall is a track that I initially expected to be a Queen cover of the track of the same name. And on first listen, it certainly wasn't. It's got much rougher guitar work, more powerful drums, and another nice guitar solo as well. But upon further inspection, there are quite a lot of similarities to that track. Particularly the vocal melody. I noticed it is pretty similar along with the passionate presence from Andre on this track. Lyrically, the song is near identical as well, dealing with horrible events and just waiting for the hammer to fall, which in this case it means death. But still fighting until your last breath. Pretty good song. I still like it. Fatherland is a looming 5-minute 37 cut, and it is such a grand, motivational, and empowering song. It opens with this menacing ambience and gritty guitar riffing. It all sounds extremely vicious, but then the bass comes in to propel the track to even higher heights, kind of reminding me of a bit of a Rob Zombie track. Andre has a real war cry like aura coming from his vocal delivery in here as he fittingly delivers these lyrics of patriotism, the soldiers who died for our fatherland, and how most of them were just farm boys in search of glory and pride. It certainly doesn't feel like 5 minutes at all. In fact, I'd petition for the track to be longer. Very well done song, worth a listen. I Hurt Myself is definitely a gut-wrenching song when it comes to the lyrical content, being so displeased with your physical appearance that you result to hurting yourself. It's definitely not subtle at all. The instrumental is also pretty fitting, having a bit more of an industrial flair to it, the snare slaps, mid-tempo, and rough guitar work. Andre's vocals are probably the biggest star on the track in my opinion, harkening back to late 90s metal with their angsty, rough tinge, plus the muted effect given to them, especially present on the verses. It isn't my personal favorite on the record, but it's also not a bad song at all. Party Like a Rockstar, however, is probably my least favorite on the record, and on paper, there isn't too much that would make me arrive at that conclusion. The instrumental has a very commendable beat, stomping rhythm, and a very rough guitar melody to add that extra grit to the track. Even Andre contributes to that angry, commanding presence the song gives off. But this vocal melody feels very clunky and almost incomplete. There's a lot of breaks and awkward pauses that kill the momentum of the verses and stop the chorus dead for me. It may seem pretty minute, and I know I'm probably sounding nitpicky with that, but in my eyes, it really stops the track from reaching the heights of its predecessors. Probably the weakest link here. I'm going to pass on this one. And finally, the closer, Light Years Apart, is the obligatory anthemic ballad to close off the record. The track does take a while to build up. There's a lot of clicky, chiming instrumentation behind the heavenly string work. In fact, the true drums and guitar don't even really come in until just before the 3-minute mark. I think the song does begin to wear a little bit thin as it progresses, even with that great rock boom. It's nearly 6 minutes long, and it truly feels like it in the latter minutes of the song. Lyrically, it's simply about how he feels empty when his partner is away, feeling light years apart after they give him the moon and the sun, and now it's just dark. Not a bad track, but it's not something I'm desiring to listen to again. Overall, despite the negative tangent I kind of just went on for the later tracks, this is a pretty fucking great album. A lot of standout melodies, riffs, solos, and pretty much peak performance vocally by Andre. And really, only a couple of minor flaws that could be considered me being picky. There's not too much to fault this album for. It's well performed, well produced, and if this is the last thing that Sturm Und Drang work on, what a banger way to go out. I'm feeling a 9 out of 10 on this album. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.